bros and brodettes, Cephas here with Tered Bandit, giving you another game between MorroW and Mamuri. The first game we did see Mamuri going up 1-0, so everything is set up right now. And in the bottom left corner, right corner, on Fighting Spirit this time, it's going to be MorroW. Currently down 1-0.
And in the bottom left-hand side is Mamuri. He is up one game in this series that he took convincingly on Texas, I believe it was.
Yes.
And he is Mamuri from South Korea.
Indeed. Those muralisks really showing him, almost wanting to scout, but not after all. That was kind of weird.
I feel like he maybe misclicked there. I don't think there'd be a reason for him to send the drone out so soon.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was like some Brood War timing that kind of caught in there, but I don't think you'd send it in that soon in Brood War either, so yeah. Probably true. Now he is going for just some regular 12 or 13 hatch. It seems to be going to be 13. And this is like, is there really any reason to get your spawning pool before hatch when you're playing Zerg versus Terran?
Sometimes. I guess if you want to punish someone who you think is going to be going for a 14cc, you could go for maybe like a gas first and get some speedy Zerglings, and then kind of also follow it up with a quick queen. But usually you could hold off, even if the Terran went for a couple early barrackses. You could hold it off with a 12 hatch. You might end up losing some drones, but usually it's just the safer bet to go for the hatch first. Kind of put you in a better economic position.
Mm-hmm. We do see MorroW again going for the 14cc on the low ground, playing extremely greedy in this matchup, and this would have actually been punished by some really early Zerglings, I feel, especially since it's just on the low ground. He wasn't even not even the supply depot was trying to wall anything off. And
yeah, I would
actually
say
going for the cross scout, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I guess the logic behind this, well, actually, I couldn't really get into that so much. But I mean, regardless of what happens, wherever you scout, you do have the chance of running into the opponent's SCV as well. So if you run the SCV and then you also have this Overlord scout at the same time, you can kind of deduce that he's going to be down there. But it's just kind of a preference thing, I think.
That's true. That's an interesting thought. MorroW.
Oh, and then also, I'm sorry, I have to go with this as well.
Problem.
He a proxy in the middle is probably something he was looking for with that scout as well.
Yeah, true. MorroW following up with 2 very quick barracks, which is completely standard when you try to go for such a greedy play. You don't want to start teching really quickly after a very early command center. You just want to go for a lot of straight up units. It's basically the same thing you see if Protoss plays versus Terran goes for a super early Nexus. You almost want to just get a Zealot before Dragoon, just because you need something that can deal damage out there in case some early rushes is happening.
Now we also see a quick lair going down for our Zerg player, and he's getting Zergling speed as well. So he's not going to want to invest too much in Sunkens. I think getting the speed is almost mandatory early game versus Terran, because if the Terran moves across the map with, say, like 8 Marines or something, and then you don't have speed Zerglings to kind of combat that a little bit, you're either going to have a couple Sunkens, or you're going to end up losing some mining time on your drones, or possibly even losing the game because he does way too much damage with those Marines.
Those Zerglings like, oh wait, a Marine, turn around, like, oh wait, it's just one Marine, I can actually kill
Is
this.
he going to give up? Oh! You know, one Zergling for a Marine, that's a perfectly fine trade.
Oh yeah,
He
could have killed it like straight up though if they had just kept attacking when they first met each other, but it's okay. It was an awkward first meeting between 2 potential lovers, so it takes a while to get used to each other. So.
Now, what do you suppose this Marine is doing? Is he just trying to find a hidden expansion in the upper right-hand corner?
Well, he actually hasn't scouted his opponent yet. MorroW doesn't have. He actually doesn't know where his opponent is yet.
Oh, interesting. He didn't send out a SCV scout.
No, he never did. This is the most greedy play I've ever seen. I think this is like 14cc low ground without scouting. That's about as greedy to get.
Mamuri actually almost lost his Overlord right there.
Oh yeah, true.
Because these two almost cross paths. Now the speed Zerglings are done. You can see that the Zerg doesn't have many miners on his natural expansion, but that's perfectly all right. The Zerg doesn't necessarily want to max out on Harvesters as soon as possible. He wants to be able to put on some pressure and then follow it up with a third base and not necessarily oversaturate.
Is he actually trying to move in her? But I feel, the ball is definitely Mamuri's court now. Like, his opponent's playing as greedy as possible, and Mamuri's actually playing really safe and fairly aggressive with fairly big amount of Zerglings going to a ton of Mutalisks right away with 2 Spine Crawlers. Wow, he really doesn't want to die to anything early on.
Yeah, well, in fighting spirit, these positions where you're close to each other, regardless of exactly how far away you are from your opponent, it doesn't really matter. The fact that you feel really close to him matters a lot, though. The fact that these natural to natural expansions are essentially pretty close, you're going to want to throw those couple extra Sunkens out to give yourself a little more cushion in case he decides, the heck with this, I'm not dealing with Mules in my base anymore, I'm just going to go kill his natural.
Yeah, yeah. So we do have MorroW preparing for those Mules. Has he scanned? No. Dude, he's only seen those 2 Sunkens. That's all he's seen. And that's insane. But here is the Mutalisk, and all these turrets are going to get up just in time. Very nice timing there from MorroW, actually.
Yeah, which is nice for the Marines, so they can kind of use that as a fallback point.
Yeah.
If it feels like the mules are ever getting too much.
Oh.
Now here will commence the muted micro. He is going to he's going to stick around the Tennant's base and pick off as many things as he can here. There's one Marine. There's another one, and there's another one. Bye bye.
And also the fact that you have the bunker is really important. Mutalisks can kill off turrets fairly easily if they're left alone, but bunkers are really hard for them to deal with.
That's true. Yeah, maybe even putting a bunker down at the Terra Natural in this type of situation would be a good call.
Yeah, it's really hard for MorroW to say how committed Mamuri are to these Mutalisks because he has so little intel. But if he had seen what we know, that there's only like 2 bases, that was very fast spire, then doing something like that, putting like a bunker in the back, might be worth it. Just because if MorroW can properly defend this Mutalisk, I feel he will get ahead.
Yeah, and then also another thing that can point towards Mamuri's commitment to these Mutalisks is that he's actually getting +1 carapace for his air.
Yeah.
So whenever you see that, you know that the Zerg is going to be going heavily with Mutalisks.
+1 carapace. Is that?
Oh, these Mutalisks are going to sneak right into the base, and he's going to commence picking off even more Marines. And once these Marines are gone, he's going to have his fair share of these SUVs too.
There's even a Reaper out. I think that was just a misclick, to be honest, because it's just with the Marines. But man, yeah, like MorroW has a really hard time getting a decent group of Marines together. But, oh wow, Mamuri's heading out actually, taking some damage from that missile turret. I think he could have stuck around for a little bit longer there and just killed more Marines than CVs. He had a decent number of Mutalisks.
Yeah, he probably could have stuck around, and even if he did end up flying away there, he probably could have picked off a couple more SCVs than he ended up doing there. But we do have to remember that he is trying to micro his other units and expansions as well.
Oh yeah.
Now he will take out these turrets and also go for. He might even have enough mules to take these on.
He's got a lot of Mutalisks right now. He had a reinforcement coming in. Here comes the irradiate.
Oh, now the irradiate, very nice. And Mamuri can't seem to break it away.
There we go.
He will end up taking a bunch of damage to his Mutalisks.
Oh wow, and Zergling's coming in at the same time. There's only a medic in that bunker, which doesn't really do much at all, and. Wow, Mamuri is in a really good position right now.
Yep, he does seem to be in a pretty good position now. He does have a couple more Mutalisks at home, and these Mutalisks flying on the outside. They're not in the best of health. Now they are. You have a couple in the green, and the rest are in the yellow. Now the thing MorroW is going to want to look for here is probably making a move once he gets a couple science vessels out. Now the fact that he does have a couple science vessels is going to start to negate this Mutalisk play quite a bit, and I'd be surprised to see if Mamuri even made one more Mutalisk the rest of this game.
Yeah, he's getting an evolution chamber. I'm curious to see if he has a lurker den, but I want to look at the Muta Micro first because this is pretty good. Again, he's starting to lose more and more. The Marines are in a very good position now to combat these. He needs to find a new angle to attack if he wants to move into these Marines now. Just come from the side instead of just going straight into the line. We do have lurker den incoming, but it's a little bit late.
Let's see here. Where is that? I don't even know where that lurker den is.
And the natural.
Oh yes, this is quite late. I'd say MorroW probably has a little bit of time here. Now he's going to look to get a radiate up on this pump right now. See if Mamuri can go ahead and split it.
Oh, there we go.
And he is not getting that split up like he would want to. It's not even still out. Oh, finally it gets out, and you will, if you go ahead and take a look at the Mutalisk life, all of them are well below 100 health except for a couple of them.
Yeah, and I feel like someone's mentioning that MorroW may have benefited from making a couple of Vikings, but he's still doing decently now. Mamuri's actually going to head back with the Mutas, sensing that MorroW's moving out, and just wanted to try and chase him back home again. He really doesn't want to deal with his army straight up. And this third base is going to be really hard to defend. There's only Spine Crawlers. There's still no Lurker. The Lurker den has still not to be completed. So MorroW has this opportunity now to head up this ramp and kill these Spine Crawlers off fairly easily. Did
He's
he
got to
just?
watch out for those scourges.
Yeah, he just lost the science there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And
That's
MorroW's going to go ahead and march into the third. This third is going to be dead. There's no saving it. And now the question is if Mamuri will be able to even save his natural base because his lurkers are only now just morphing.
well, he's sending out some Zerglings to kill off some trinkling units, but he needs to be careful with his Zerglings too. MorroW's actually just going to head back again, and he might rejoin forces. He has a nice little group of reinforcements in his natural now. And wow, Mamuri really wants to kill that refinery.
Yeah, well, it's an oh, never mind. I thought it was going to burn down, but MorroW's on top of that.
Awesome.
Now Mamuri's going to move into the middle of the map here, maybe trying to take out this army that ended up taking out his third expansion, and the lurkers will go down and pick off a lot of this army, but the micro is still going.
Oh, the nice around there. Oh,
the back
gorgeous. That was actually some really good play from both players there, to be honest. Mamuri needs to be careful. Oh, he's sacrificing 3 lurkers. That's incredibly horrendous at this point. He doesn't have... That's all he had right now was those 3 lurkers. He has a Zergling trying to deny a command center, but if MorroW moves in right now, he could do a lot of damage, I feel.
Yeah, if he moved in right now, he would definitely win. Mamuri's macro is slipping quite a bit. He's been hovering around 1,000 minerals for a little bit now, for a while. And the only thing standing between him and defeat are just these Mutalisks, which are not good in a straight-up engagement against Science Vessels and Marines.
Yeah, he needs to cancel this base right now. Yeah, there we go. He's trying to make something happen, but right now he's actually going to fall base behind. He's got some nice tech, but he doesn't have a good number of units. He's going to try and... Okay, yeah, I think you can break these Marines with just Mutas and Zerglings. That's good. He could maybe deny this third base. MorroW could take this time to try to go counterattack, but it's a little bit risky, or he can just try and defend. And
yep.
it seems that
and he might even be able to do both because he has one army here and he has the other army coming to save that. Now the repair will go down on the command center, irradiate on the Mutalisks. Murray is good at splitting it this time, but he is going to be suffering some irradiates to his lurkers at the front door.
Yes. Now that's going to keep his mutas alive a little bit longer. He could try and snipe some Science Vessels when they move and split up a little bit more. But here comes MorroW joining all his armies together into one nice army.
Huge army.
Oh wow, look at that Mamuri. Actually, with a very hidden expansion. I don't know if this is going to take a long time before that pays off, but if he can get it off and defend this, he might have a chance to come back in here, but he's really fighting from behind at this point.
It's a high-risk expansion, but he might as well take it at this point because he has not been able to get a third down the whole game so far.
Even creep tumors. I didn't think this guy knew how to place creep tumors, but he does.
Oh, the skirt! Oh, so close.
This is going to be really hard for Mamuri. At the same time, MorroW doesn't really have a pressing issue moving across these bridges because MorroW has this game in his hands right now. If he moves across these bridges and loses his whole army, he's going to open up for a comeback from Mamuri. So, but just going in and radiating stuff and just going out again, it's just keeping... Oh, I just know that feel from Zora. Like, you always... Oh, then I have to make more lurkers. Now I have to make more lurkers. You never feel you get an army. You only feel you get defense.
Yeah, no, that's true. No, this is the SK Terran style of playing, which is pretty much just Marines, Medics, and Science Vessels.
Oh, here he goes.
This is the time to go, and he will move into the front, taking the damage from the Spine Crawlers. The Lurker will go down, but will it be enough to hold off this attack? MorroW will scan. He's taking out the Mutalisk, and he's taking out the Lurkers as well. Now, if he goes ahead and spreads a little bit, oh, it is not even going to have to. And there goes all of the defenses for Mamuri as well as the game. So I guess we're tied up at 1-1.
We are indeed. Look at that MorroW with the comeback.